Ethernet on it. If you, worst case, have to do that.
Right.
You know, if something happens to this connector, got broken off, there will be eventually procedural ways to upload software that way. And you have the same connector back to back. Right there. You could possibly have to do it the same way. But obviously, this connector's not going to get broken off. If it gets broken off, you got other issues.
So there's no program for diagnostics or viewing different things with a laptop?
No. Not at this time. Won't say down the road it's not requested or anything like that. At this time, no. Because actually, you'll see here in this display.
That doesn't. Let me ask you: does that really hurt your feelings, though? I mean, it seems to me like the world is coming to a position where we don't want that kind of crap anymore. You know, we don't want to have to put a laptop on it. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe a nice little Manitex uptime handheld device for, you know, a good cheap price of $1,500 bucks
work
pop
too.
or something like that.
Well, like I said, right now the problem is your adapters and Windows 7 and XP.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you know, what, like on the national side, what may work on the 50, it's not going to work on, say, the 800.
Okay.
It's just.
I got a 5-year-old computer that I have to use because if I use the new one, I can't talk to any damn computer whatsoever.
Okay.
We have the same problem in our older stuff. I mean, I'm sure you guys remember some of the 150 stuff, that crap, old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the programs we use that were all DOS based. We
Right.
actually run on our, I mean, granted, that laptop over there is by any means state of the art. It was state of the art in 1940. We actually have to run a program called PCU or CPU killer to slow down the CPU so it doesn't run so fast. Because it'll start up and it'll go, keep running, so you have to slow it down to actually run it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's so old, but they're not going to update the software because it's been,
Right.
you know, it's old products. No, they're not going to update
So
it.
the trucks are like that too, with the engines. You run into the same thing, the adapters, and Windows 7 won't work with Windows 7 when it will on XP. But adapter is the big thing, because they're not USB.
All the programs they're looking at putting in these are all Windows based. I mean, as of
Right.
today or this year. The lights here, they actually serve a purpose for you. PON, the top right light, is power's on. And then POK is power OK, self-explanatory. The SR is safety relay, meaning the LMI, part of it's working and running. And then run, if it's running, and then your S1 flashes that it's communicating between the two.
So the POK, if you have a voltage drop to that, is it going to recognize
The biggest
that?
thing
Or?
you see that for is because we have that battery power and the constant power and then the switch power.
Yeah.
If you get one or the other, not the other, you only get one light come on there.
One of the things that Charlie didn't talk too much about, he, you know, as far as power and ground these days, what do you got, a 50 amp fused connection to ignition or power?
Yeah, we've certainly increased the level of power capacity for the crane. We're providing power through like an 8-gauge wire now. We have three different. We have three separate power circuits. One is crane power. One is for battery power to make sure that the LMI stays in its proper startup sequence and shutdown sequence, and the heater. And then we also have cab power, and all three of those are on 3 separate lines. 2 of them are number 8. The third one I think is 10, number 10. So if you start plugging in your coffee maker and shit like that upstairs, well, it'll actually still, you know, handle quite a bit of current up there.
And the purpose of the constant power, battery power, is the actual CPUs that they use in these. It's required, the way they store information, to have, when you shut down, it actually records stuff to memory at that point in time. So it needs that battery power just for a certain amount of time afterwards, and the same thing with startup. It's actually the CPU that they actually use is the reason of that. And if you get an error code, the ERR is red, it lights up, then you got issues.
Is that going to give you an error code if you get like a programming error
No.
or something? That error there is for
That's an error,
hardware.
hardware error,
Okay,
internal
alright.
to the controller itself.
Okay, all right.
That means
Also, if you have a truck,
Well, if your power sequence doesn't come on right, you'll get that red light.
Okay.
Or if it drops out, you know, stuff like that.
Like when you start your engine and your voltage drops to around 8 volts system-wide, well, unless we have our protection circuit in there, it's gonna drop out this LMI, and it's gonna drop both powers out instantaneously, and when it boots back up, it's not gonna link up, and it's not gonna have what you need. So we're having to go to some lengths to ensure that that doesn't happen. And y'all's first crane out here is the perfect example of that, so we'll go over that when we look at it out there.
You'll notice a nice new auxiliary battery mounted on the frame of that bad boy. So,
Want to show them how it works?
yeah.
Okay, this is the new stuff you'll see. Everything else we have here, sensor wise, can encoder for the slew, temperature rotation. The cable reel wise, this is a little ugly, but 10K 10 turn pod, CAN bus conversion board, and the angle sensors that you've seen before. Nothing's changed there.
Did we go back to individual transducers on? Okay.
Yep. CAN transducers. Individual. They're actually ID'd separately and they'll be labeled
6162.
piston and rod. 6162 is the CAN ID. They'll be labeled piston and rod. Outside that, I mean, that's the exact same stuff that you'll see, potentially could see on a Mentor.
One addition.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
The tilt sensor. Mount inside the torque there, tells you the tilt. And actually we'll have a screen that monitors it here, then we'll get to that. And then you have,
So that tells you how far out of level you are?
yep.
That's your new bubble level.
And then we have
Okay.
that to tie it all together. All it is a CAN junction box. CAN signals in, CAN signal out to the controller. And this CAN here, actually, this communicates via CAN bus to the controller.
They don't have to be hooked up in any particular order, do they?
Obviously not.
Well, it's a stupid
No, it's
question,
CAN bus. It's all
but
tied
I'll have
together.
somebody ask me one of these days on the phone, does it matter where I hook this cable up?
If they were nice to you, then no, it doesn't. If they weren't nice, then say yes, no, they are.
2 goes to 3 and 3 goes to 4.
Yeah.
Simple.
It's simple as that.
They need to alternate colors.
And you wonder why I'm such a pain in the ass to you on the phone. No, everything's CAN bus communication wise. It's all tied together. CAN high goes to CAN high on all of it. It's just teed together.
Okay.
Which one was that, Charlie, for full outriggers, H4 or G4?
Which one's, I don't remember which one was which. It seems like,
And which one's your power one here I can tie into?
I know which one's power. There's G4.
Tell you which one.
Power is easier.
Whenever you're talking about updating like load charts and stuff like that, you don't have the option to export your settings, so you don't have to calibrate.
No, and actually, setting wise, 5 minutes. I mean, honest to God, it'll take you 5 minutes.
Really?
As long as it takes the longest part's going to be telescoping out, is it. Right now, there's no transducer set zeros settings, so you don't have to go track the lines. Because what we find is the transducer quality wise, that's full. When they set these up, we're talking millivolt difference from one to the other.
Okay.
So at this point in time, it's been determined a millivolt ain't going to make a difference in your load display at all. So we're not going to that route. You have the slew to do, length, and angle. Remember the old angle, we used to tweak it to make 0?
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore either. And we can go through that all right here,
Hit 0 in here, huh?
pretty much. The first screen that comes up, this is when you first power up after sitting overnight or whatever. Is that easy to see now?
That's good.
First working screen that comes up, or not working screen, but setup screen. The highlighted area here with the red line around it is what you're going to configure now. It's actually right now, by the digital inputs of his outriggers, is telling you it's full. This screen will tell you how the outriggers were set up. If we were actually to T4,
G4.
If I were to lose that, you'll see them, they sucked in now.
Mhm.
I was saying they're not out at all.
Cool.
Actually, we'll leave that out. That's. You have them in, you got them sucked in 3 inches because you can't get them out all the way. You can rotate and force it to full outriggers. Now, to confirm that, you can hit the check mark, or the rotary button here is push. Now it's asking for your boom configuration. Just rotate the knob around to what you have. Whether it's you're picking on main boom, 0, 15, or 30 degree offset for the jib. If you were to have a telly on it, the next step would have been it would have went out to the telly jib on it, and then through the offsets. Confirm it. Now it's asking you, you got the block on it, ball. Since we overrode it, we don't have man basket. Because it thinks you're in partial outriggers, and they don't have a partial outrigger or man basket, so it masks it out. Just rotate what you want to, click, hit confirm, and then your next screen will ask you for your winch selection, front and rear drum.
I give you option for the reading on
On the block it will.
the block, okay.
I select the heading ball
okay.
there. Since I overrode the outriggers to go full, they give me a nice big warning up here saying you are not in the configuration that you thought you were in or wanted to be in, or,
Is that logged in the event recorder?
oh yeah.
Put out, gotcha.
Again, you like the person on the phone, they ask the event recorder,